Hello everyone. Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing today? Give me a 5 by 5 if you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you. So yesterday we had a very volatile Asian sorry, today. Okay, yesterday we had a very volatile Asian session. So whenever whenever we get to see like good price action, good volatility at Asian session, AM session turns out to be very choppy. So it's not 100% first of all, but we'll see based on statistics. That's what we get to see after a large range Asian session. So today I would like to see how price is behaving, how the distributions are so far. Not looking good. Very choppy. A lot of relative equal highs are getting left, and then we are pushing towards sell side. So we'll see what price does. If our setup is visible inside our macros, we'll go for it. Otherwise, I think we'll have good price action at PM session today. So I'm looking at daily chart and look at this candle. Such an aggressive move, right? We came lower Asian session, then we pushed higher aggressively. 4-hour chart. We have a fair value gap here. And there's nothing else for me to take from 4-hour. There are other PTRAs, important PTRAs on hourly chart. Like we have relative equal highs up here and a unfilled fair value gap. If we are pushing higher, these are going to be our target. And now we are approaching towards this unfilled fair value gap on hourly chart. I think our bull run is still not over. I think we'll still see some good bullish price action on Nasdaq. So this fair value gap will decide if we want to go higher or lower. If this is turning into an inversion, then very likely we'll get to see some delivery towards sell side, and this is gonna be the next PDRA where I'm gonna keep an eye on, and the swing low down here. So for me now, this is the important PDRA, this fair value gap on hourly chart. So we'll build our narrative with this. There are multiple inversions here. So whenever you see big fair value gaps like this, okay, consecutive fair value gaps, which one do you basically use, right? Rather than finding a PDRA here, you can look at this part of price, and there will be some PDRAs to help you out to decide, because whenever you see more fair value gaps like this, kind of confusing from which one price will get support. So on hourly chart, you see a lot of fair value gaps. Once you drop down to lower time frame like 15-minute, 5-minute, there will be PDRA is visible here, so that will help. But most importantly, this fair value gap here will be helping us to know if market is gonna continue higher or it will reverse. 15-minute chart. We got order blocks here, multiple order blocks. And we did a stop hunt, so the move that we are seeing here now is not clean, but a market maker sell model. I think it will be visible until we reach for this PDRA. See the relative equal highs up here, trend line liquidity very clean. So that's why I'm expecting a bullish move again on 1 minute chart. Is very visible. see how much liquidity we left unmitigated up here. So that's our hourly fair value gap, right? And we have a wick coming inside this hourly fair value gap. So very nice support area. Also, we are approaching towards our 920 to 940 macro. So today no news. This macro, I'm expecting it to work as high probability. We'll see. Yes, market maker sell model in 1 minute after we did a stop hunt above the swing high, and also there are order blocks. So the folks who are inside mentorship, that's the turtle soup model. Order block has a wick inside it. Turtle soup profile 2 basically here. Keeping an eye on this hourly fair value gap. Again, this is what will give us the narrative if we want to go higher or lower, but by looking at lower time frame, seems like we're going to be pushing higher. GNG, that's the new mic. Yes. Is it good? How's the voice? Better than the last one? So at 9:30, I want to see how I'm expecting a bullish price action, delivering at this equal high. See how we are delivering liquidity in high resistance, more candles. We are reaching for this DOL, but with more candles, and that's what we don't want to see in our trading. When we are trading, we expect low resistance, a delivery like this. It drops straight towards our sell side liquidity coming inside this fair value gap. I would like to see if price wanna respect this rejection this week. This is our last fair value gap prior to the stop hunt, right? So this is what I would like to see turning into an inversion. And our view is gonna be something like this. If the setup is here, I'm expecting this as a DOL and this one. So if the setup is like when I appear, it will appear before 9:30. If not, then I'll give it 2 more minutes. By 9:29, if it's here, then I'll push button targeting this equal high. 928. Very nice push higher. I'll take one contract here once this candle is closing. I want to see price closing its body above. Okay, I'm in with a stop just down here, a little bit lower, just below this last down close candle basically, and the target is gonna be this equal high up here. So only taking one contract. 9:30, anything can happen, so let's see. Okay, so we want it to come lower. It was very quick, right? So that's what happens basically at 9:30. If you're right, your TP will get hit in just a couple of seconds. If you are wrong, then that's why I manage my stop, especially at 9:30, very tightly, and the profit becomes much more higher if price want to deliver. So we did another stop hunt. So very nice. We wanted to continue going lower, and this still remains unfilled. So that's what I was expecting basically at AM session. Not putting much on risk. That's why Asian session being a large range session, AM session turns into a low probability session with our trading models. Also was looking at dollar. See, on dollar we hit this breaker, right? We are going down, and I see DOL on dollar to our sell side, this relative equal lows, and then this swing low. I'm expecting a delivery down here. So that was one of the reasons I was expecting a bullish move. Now it happened on dollar. It's yet to happen on NASDAQ. So deep discount, we came down, hit these order blocks. That's a breaker as well, and a fair value gap. So again, the narrative will be waiting for price, waiting to see if price wanna close a body above. And that's gonna be the whole view. So what I did wrong here, I should have waited for price to close a body, and that's where the confirmation comes. I was expecting like to see a aggressive delivery at 9:30 open. So we'll be waiting for price to close a body above this fair value gap. As well as this one. I think our trade is already here. See how we are getting support from this inversion. Like overall, that's not a good price action. So from my experience, what I found, again, Asian session, when it's working as a large range session, AM session, price is just gonna chop after 9:30. There won't be basically anything other than price remaining into high resistance throughout the whole day. And there's also some major events happening on recently. Israel attacking Iran last night, I think. So it's good for stocks. Next week I think we'll get to see some bullish price action. So we are in a seek and destroy, right? There are 3 profiles that I taught my students that can happen at 9:30. One stage delivery, when price is just gonna shoot towards either towards buy side or sell side aggressively without retracing to any PD array. Then there comes 2-stage delivery, and that's what we wait for. Price activating a model prior to 9:30, and at 9:30 it's delivering towards our TOL. So basically a reversal before 9:30 and a continuation after 9:30. And there's another one, seek and destroy. So when it's seek and destroy, price will basically just chop for 10-15 minutes and it won't do anything. Similar to what's happening here. So I told you that if this fair value gap is getting broken, this order block is gonna be our next point of interest. I would like to see how we react inside this fair value gap again. We did stop hunt down here, and that's our inversion. Still not activated as an inversion. We want to see price closing a body above. So much liquidity remaining above this 930 candle. So we closed the body. So let's see how we react with this one. Up at this equal higher 3R basically. Okay. Yes, tape reading it basically, but very high probability signal. Very high probability signal. I'm not gonna execute as price is outside macro, but if it was inside macro, this is basically a very nice entry signal. Price being very manipulative so far this month. Major moves are happening outside macro, where we expect it to happen inside macro. We're getting to see manipulation there and a good distribution outside macro, especially around this time. Again, the reason being it no, the macro time is not getting changed, Adit. You're saying it's not something new that I'm watching. When I was like you, I thought, okay, it's changing, but it's not. It's just that price won't do 100% of the time a strategy. Okay, there will be sometimes you will see price, most of the time you will see price doing delivery inside macro. There will be sometimes some weeks you won't see price delivering inside macro. Outside macro is when the distribution will come. It's same with every other strategy, Adit. Yes, if the retest is happening inside macro, that's an entry. Again, as I was explaining, it being a high probability setup, this is where we usually go for a partial. It's because we did a stop hunt, right? And we did a deeper dive inside into discount. We hit this order blocks, also coming with OTE. I don't like the candles on higher time frame, but it is how it is. So when it comes to trading, right, you must have to follow some rules, you know, to be consistent. And for me, the rules is not executing outside macro. If you go back test and do journal with our trading model, you'll see that most of the time in a year, price will give you an entry inside macro. And this is what you will get to see inside macro and outside macro. That's what basically happens. But does it always? No. No strategy works 100% of the time. So it is how it is. And by not executing outside macro, I'm basically preventing myself from not over trading, revenge trading, reverse trading, all that stuff. Sometimes, even though you see a move is here outside macro, that basically just a false move. And when price is inside macro, it has a higher probability of hitting our TP, going to where we want to see price going. We got SMT. Let me check. Yes, we have a SMT now. We're still respecting this inversion. This one. Now it's coming inside our order block. This inversion being such a strong resistance area, see that? We closed the body below, retested it, 930 drop, approaching towards 950. I think we'll get to see a drop again. I would love to see some kind of retracement before we go for this swing low. We have lower targets though, so that's a equal low. I think that's not a SMT, right? So if price gives us a retracement, that would be an entry for short. There's 3-minute inversion where? Okay, there's an inversion here. Thank you for mentioning. I didn't see it. I would like to see price returning back to this level before doing a drop again. So something like this really interests me. 9:35 candle will act as a breaker on 5-minute and Q. 9:35 candle. Yes, we don't have a closure below though yet. Yeah, so far very nice seek and destroy, right? A little bit big, more candles. I'm still waiting for the entry. So I want to see if price want to respect this inversion or not. Because also keeping an eye on dollar today. Because not so clean in terms of price action on Nasdaq. So look at dollar, right? It's rejecting from this here rally cap. So if we are continuing going lower on dollar, we'll get to see bullish price action on Nasdaq. So still waiting for that confirmation if we want to push lower or not. Very manipulative so far, very choppy. We're staying inside the range. So I like to see this one getting violated on dollar, that fair value cap I showed you guys. I think we have a SMT towards sell side. I don't like the way of price distributing liquidity now. There's buy signal, there's sell signal, both are getting generated at the same time. Again, that fair value gap on dollar is now turning into a inversion, I believe. So see how we are getting buy and sell signal at the same time. Inversion and some order blocks. So that one was a false one, the 3-minute inversion. We still want to push higher. I want to say this one's working as a order block. Look at this 50-minute candle. I'll wait for this one to close. We have 1 minute remaining. An indecisive candle, back and forth price action. What are my thoughts on 4-hour fair value gap, 4-hour inversion? Where? No, it's not activated yet. This 4-hour, this one. Once we get to see a closure above, the body closing above, that's when it will activate as an inversion. We have a small breaker. You're respecting this inversion, right? Closed body below. Should we go for a short? Something like this. But looking at the price action, I don't wanna, I don't feel like trusting it, you know? We hit this. Let me check, okay? This price action so far is ugly, very manipulative. Look at this candle. Rejected nicely, so I'm gonna take a short, putting my stop very tight. Again, seeing this 3-minute inversion getting respected, so wanna see price respecting it basically. And we also came up, hit this fair value gap. Let's see, let's try this one with only trying it with one contract. I'm not risking today more than 0.25% of my funded account. So let's see. Again, it's inside a range, low probability signal. And basically just chopping. What I like is the fact that price respecting this breaker here. And the 3-minute inversion that we saw a while ago. 3 minutes. So the folks who are risking more than what they can afford in this scenario, like look at me, I'm only risking one contract, $250 per trade idea on a 150k account, which is basically nothing. So if I'm making, I'm gonna hold these trades. If not, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, done with a small loss, which is gonna be nothing. In this price action, folks, it's not worth it, you know. So this is our nearest sell side liquidity from higher time frame, 50-minute chart, swing low coming here. Basically that was our stop at the beginning, and it's gonna be a complete 2 hour. Look how candle is this liquidity is being distributed. Price wanna reach for this swing low, but it's not doing it, right? It's not moving straight towards the direction. A lot of choppiness. This is where I don't like to trade. This type of price action are very ugly, generates more emotion than profit. Doubt especially gives a lot of reversal signal. Okay, like this can happen, that can happen. So trade ideas must be coming with like one signal. Okay, you should see one DOL. So again, this was a signal inside our 950 to 1010 macro. Why I was willing to avoid this scenario. Look at dollar again. Dollar is now pushing lower, right? So that's what I was expecting to see on dollar. Anyway, let's see. The whole price action is not good. Is it a pennant? Really? Look at this price action, so ugly. It never gets any uglier than this. Maria, I'm not trading today. I just got out of my buffer, draw down on my funded. Gonna wait until next week. That's really good, Maria. I'm trading, but I'm only risking so less, one contracts. There we go. Gonna put my secure gonna put, as soon as we go below this, I'm gonna put my stop loss just above these up close candles. So we're approaching towards, gonna secure some 80 ticks so far. This is where you take partial, folks. Now I wanna see price respecting these up close candles, not going above it. Look at that. This is what high resistance liquidity delivery looks like, and price generating more liquidity towards where? Towards buy side. So buy side is still not mitigated, folks. Up here, up here. Show us a big down candle. Give it to us. So we just gonna put my stop at the break even now. You take a partial here, must, okay? You take something off if you are in this trade. How many of you secured a partial? Let me know in the chat. How many of you got a partial? Bro, I'm with 0.1 0.1 lot. You remind me my 2022, the year 2000, sorry, 2021. That's when I was trading with 0.1, 0.5 lot. Man. Those days were good though. Oh, you were on a 10K account, okay. That's why, okay. Got it. See how we're coming back up again? This, folks, is not good. The fact that we are moving with dollar, you know, so that's not good at all. When we are moving perfectly with dollar, that's our manipulation. Or pennant, huh? Pennant worked perfectly. Look at that. Breakout. And still they will say retail concept don't work. Right? They work, but most of the time they fail. And the retails don't know when it will be working, when it's gonna be high probability, low probability, stuff like that. So they just see the pattern and execute blindly. So that's good. That was a delivery of around 200 ticks, right? GG, a low probability trade in high resistance. Now the main confirmation came from this inversion, this 3-minute inversion. How many of you took this trade? Let me know in the chat how many of you took it. Tanya hit it big in the Asian session, I'm seeing. I saw some opportunities at Asian session. I was testing it on my 50K account and on a 50K funded account. So I made some huge profit on that account. I'm gonna show it to you guys. But I don't know like if I'm gonna be able to withdraw it from Apex because of their 30% rule, but I hit really good. So look at this account, 50K profit as staying. I already withdrew like 4,000 from it, $64,048 on a 50K account. That's like around 14,000 in profit. So I'll see like next month if I can withdraw it a little bit. So I'm not gonna trade on this account anymore. This account is done. And I was waiting to see if they're closing it today, this account, because of the huge profit. But no, it's still active. So I think I'll be able to withdraw, right? So now I'm thinking if I had like suppose 10 50K account and I make that much money, that's 100K in 10 accounts. Yeah, everything is good. I also talked with them. I made a ticket with Apex. They still didn't reply, so we'll see. This account is running on around 25 days of trading. They're allowed in Canada. Yeah, the 50Ks are very you pay like only how much? $25? Sorry, $35. 35 USD. And you can basically like risk 35 to make 2K, 5K. That's such a nice return. So I'm gonna be ending my month with more than 10K withdrawal this month as well. I already got 4K approved from Apex. around 3.5K approved by True Forex funds. Not my best month. How much do you risk on Apex? Their trailing drawdown catches is I only risk 0.25% once funded. When on challenge 0.5% of the whole account size basically. So we did came all the way down for this swing low. Do they actually let you trade with real money, or are they living off from resets, payments, etc.? There's a B-book and A-book. So to become an A-book trader, you will have to have like a good track record, not blowing basically any funded account they give you. So if you have like a very nice track record, only then you will get to trade with A-book account. That's real money. What we are trading here on funded, that's a simulated account. Basically there's nothing that is real. They're just gonna pay you from the money they make from buying challenges, retest, and stuff like that. So nothing is real here. Everything is simulated on every prop firm. But they do offer. I was with Funded Next. I don't know if you guys remember. I was partnered with them. So they offered me a book for a 10K account. I didn't take it. The reason being that the money was so less. Me personally, I'm trading on a 60K live account with forex.com, so that's why. But they do offer a book real money if you have a good track record. That's your answer. $10.21 our reversal macro, and a lot of, like, I know a trader. Okay, let me check his name. I forgot his name. Burned Scorns. I don't know the full name. Burned on Twitter. Sorry, on Instagram. So he's been trading with, what's the company? My Funded FX, I think. Yeah, the German guy. Very, very nice as a trader with, I think, more than 10 years of experience. Yeah, he lives in Dubai. So he is basically trading with a book money of $2 million with a prop firm. So that's real money. Real $2 million. So they do offer, okay, but you will have to be not like gambling it. A good track record will give you that type of money. But what's wrong with people is that they try to achieve it in just when they're just a beginner. It took for him to reach here, I think, more than 10-15 years. That guy who is now trading with 2 million A-book money. So it's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen in 5 years. Minimum, I think, for you to become consistently profitable, it will require 3 to 4 years minimum if you're putting it real hard. Peter S, I put my entry on ES instead of NQ on accident, and I closed the trade for a loss and then lost my entry short. It happens, Peter. It will happen so many times. You'll miss trade even though you see a good signal, and you will accept it, after a while. You will just move on. Now as a beginner you will feel sad, right? I could have managed it a bit more perfectly, but at the end of the day you will accept it. So the midway of this inversion is coming here. Look at dollar, okay? Very manipulative, no clean price action at all. And we are in high resistance liquidity so far on Nasdaq. That's a lot of liquidity being left. I think we'll get to see, if not by 1050, then at 110 to 140. What really upsets me is I couldn't find any fair value gap on NQ on 1 minute to enter on. That's what high resistance liquidity looks like. One thing always remember, Peter, okay? After a low resistance liquidity delivery, we get to see high resistance. That's basically happens statistically 70 to 80% of the time. So now we are delivering in high resistance, right? We'll get to see price smashing through these equal highs with speed, much cleaner price action after a while. So once you see high resistance liquidity delivery, you'll get to see low resistance liquidity delivery. The reason being, price now is generating what? More orders, more liquidity towards buy side. Liquidity up here, here, here. The more relative equal highs you see, these are retail buy stop, and there's a lot up here as well. So it's very nice trend line liquidity. All you have to find out, from where can price potentially reverse, by looking at higher time frame, and then wait for price to get inside our reversal macros, where statistically price reversed multiple times. So again, everything comes down to having a good journal, having a data, what price can do over time inside these certain time periods, inside these scenarios. So I'm expecting a reversal by 1050 towards buy side. These are too clean now. Earlier on, we feel that 50% of the regular trading hours gap. If I had seen that, I might have taken a trade earlier. If you are on profit this week, Maria, I think it's good that you just avoided trading, because in any given day, okay, if you're looking at chart, you will feel like, okay, this is a trade that I could have taken, but okay, that's a low probability trading day. So very common trader feeling, if you don't open the chart at the end of the day, if you look at it, okay, that was ugly, I don't see anything. But if you are live on chart, you feel like, okay, this is a trade that I should have taken. But where's our midnight opening price? Okay, it's coming right exactly at the midpoint of that 4-hour inversion and just below the sell side liquidities. You are welcome, Steve. Okay, I forgot to ask today. Do you guys like the intro? I made a new one. Now recently I've been like learning this 3D animation stuff. So no, not by AI, by me. So on my free time I'm doing this kind of stuff. So it took like a while to make. See that we are seeing the reversal. We didn't hit this midnight opening price though, but happening inside our reversal macro 1020 to 1040. And now I believe we'll get to see a low resistance liquidity delivery. Yes, GNT with Blender. I did that logo animation with Blender. Logo and the letters. The rest of them are basically easy. 3-minute inversion, 2 in 1. We have a 3-minute inversion. Where? I don't see the 3-minute inversion. We have a lot of resistance here. A breaker. We have a 1-minute inversion. We close the body above. No, we are not getting in. yet. I just want to confirm if it's if it's the reversal or not, okay? Because there's a lot of resistance here, and we just tapped into this resistance area, the breaker. I just joined again. Did we had any good setup so far? I was admitting now. Yes, we had a short of 200 ticks from here to here, I believe. Very nice. If this candle is closing above, okay, it closed above. Let's see how this one works. I'm not taking it, just gonna be tape reading this one for a 2 hour. The reason is we are in a sell, and I already explained why not. Why am I not willing to long? Because of the resistance here so much. We did a short-term stop hunt. Usually, okay, asking to all of you, usually how many trades you guys take in a day? Like, do you have any limit like that? How many you will go for? For me, it's 2. Max that I'm gonna do on a single account is 2. So if both are turning into a losing trade, I'm not gonna trade for that day. Doesn't matter how high probability the trade, the setup looks. So just tape reading this scenario. Do not execute. We are in a low probability situation. Now I'm tape reading this one as we got rejected from that 50-minute breaker. One to two, Mirko, Maria 122. I have 300k funded account. First step is to take it to 307,000 to withdrawal. To rush for that, I tend to take more trades, ending up in loser at times. It happens a lot, right? So what my suggestion is gonna be, have multiple funded accounts, okay? Buy 50k, what you can afford losing. As a beginner, as a trader who, if you have only 6 or 1 year of experience, I don't think like you will be able to keep it. You know where the success in a trader comes, if you can keep that account, okay? If you can keep the money you are making, that's where you shine as a trader. And as long as you are not able to do that, you know, you are not going to be consistently profitable. So as a beginner, it will help a lot for you to buy 50k, pass like 5 or 6 50k account. Like you are passing one, then go for another challenge account, and do not touch that account for a while until you have like a buffer of accounts, like 5, 6 funded accounts. So suppose you're trading your first one and you blown it, It's okay, it's normal as a beginner. Okay, now you know, okay, these are mistakes that I should not do on my new account, on this account. So once you reached like 2k in profit, you will close that account. You're not going to be trading on this account, you're going to be moving to the next one. So that's what basically I'm doing. So I have several other accounts with Top Step, with TFF, with Apex, and I'm not using copy trader. Some accounts I'm basically like risking more, taking trades more aggressively, but more on my most accounts I'm like being safe, taking 1 to 2 trades, risking 0.25%. Like the 50k that I showed you guys, there I was risking 0.5% and basically just holding the trade, and that's how I was able to make like 14,000 in profit on that account. Now that's my aggressive account, I don't do that on my other accounts, so that really helps a lot. No, I'm not going anywhere, Alex. I'm not going for long, not going for short. When I said tape reading, we are tape reading. We are open to see what market does from this point or that point. If I'm taking a trade, I'll execute in front of you, or I'll let you know, okay, this is what I'm thinking to execute. Makes sense? Tape reading trade ideas are low probability trades that can happen or cannot. It's coming with two-way signal, 50-50. Once you clear, I'm still waiting for that high probability signal to go with. And why didn't you change to shorts? I didn't change to short because I believe in the statistics. Me not taking a continuation trade inside these two macros, 1020 and 1050, I look for reversal, especially inside these macros. These two, if I'm seeing a reversal, I'll take it, otherwise I'm not gonna go with a continuation. The reason being 60% of the time I see a reversal, 60 to 70%. So statistically, if I'm taking a continuation trade, it's more high probability inside these time periods. Clear, Alex? Sometimes I entry low probability trade and avoid a lot of high probability trade. It happens. You will learn with experience. Like me, I'm avoiding this scenario because if the reversal was here, okay, price would have left from this inversion by using this inversion, but price didn't do it, so I'm not gonna flip and reverse trade. Makes sense? And the reversal, usually you will see it by 10:30. If the reversal is here, see, look at this signal. When did this inversion signal came? By 10:30, right? Price activated this inversion by 10:30. So you execute here and price should remain bullish as we have target. But based on the overall scenario, I avoided it, avoided shorting as well. And again, is price doing anything major? No, nothing significant. Why did I avoid taking this trade during macro? The reason being, we are in high resistance liquidity. That's the first reason. So, and there's no confirmation from higher time frame. If you guys remember, I came on higher time frame and I was watching 3-minute chart. There was no fair value gap, no SMT, and price activated this inversion, right? I'm gonna give you an example of how a high probability inversion looks. Wait, I'm gonna show you. Do you see, like, just here I'm gonna show you. Do you see this candle? Now this candle should open and retest the inversion and then push higher. Size doesn't matter of inversion, but it matters how the candles are reacting. Let me show you an example, you will understand better. For example, look at this one. Look at this trade here. 1020 to 1040, right? And now align it with this scenario. Is it clean like this one? Now it happened exactly at the same time, 1020 to 1040. Price came up, activated the inversion. Look up here. As soon as price closed this candle, the next candle opened, retested, that's entry, and then a push higher. Makes sense? So that's what statistically we'll get to see a reversal inside this macro. And that's why I was basically avoiding shorting here. We have a SMT. Let me check. Okay, we got a SMT. Nice. Look at the time, folks. The time is not matched. So that's basically your mitigation block now. Starts from here. And now that we have a confirmed reversal, right, we'll get to see low resistance equity delivery. So something like this is really nice if we are getting a retest of a 2-hour scenario inside 1050 macro. So we're approaching towards our last high probability reversal macro, which is 1050. Now that's a good confirmation to execute on. 1050 to 1110, but price will have to do a retest inside our this macro 1050 to 1110. What's my stat of this week? Not so good. This month is not my best month, so overall I'm staying with a 55% of win rate, where I usually do 70-75 in a good month. $50 to $55 this month, so last month was awesome. This month, that's trading, folks. Not every month is gonna be your best performing month, but I try not to close a month like in loss. Why your stop loss so low? Stop loss is not low. I'm putting it below 3 PD arrays, 3 opposing PD arrays. You see a fair value gap here, 2 fair value gaps. They must be respected. So there comes your first PD array. Then here comes your mitigation block over all these up close candles, and then we got an order block, right? So 1, 2, and 3 mitigation block, order block, fair value gap, and just putting it below like the mean threshold of these down close candles. Makes sense? So if price is going below 3 PD arrays, statistically your S is next, your stop loss is next, and that's why. So every time if you are in a trade, okay, you must find out 3 opposing PD arrays. If price is violating these 3 PD arrays, you're gonna be getting out. Okay, so your stop loss is gonna be below 3 PD arrays, and in any given signal you will find 3 PD arrays. So we're just watching this. Okay, the signal came outside macro. It's good to learn. This is what the trades that we are not taking, folks. That's what giving us experience. Yeah, I'm watching higher time frame candles, Maria, not just here. It looks a bit choppy. I don't like my chart being choppy. I also want to watch it, so kind of contradicting with the feeling. I'll keep it here for you guys. Like the trade we took here, if I explain it, that was the breaker, right? So here goes our second. This was not the first PDA. Our first PDA was up here, the inversion, and that's where the stop loss was. If you guys remember, initially I put my stop loss up here, above the third PDA. So your stop goes above the third one, and I entered on the second confirmation. A breaker, see a weak stop hunt, down close candle, we closed the body below, fair value gap getting respected. This is where I executed. So now where are the 3 PD arrays? First one is this fair value gap, second one is this breaker, third one is this inversion. So you can manage your stop very tightly if you understand the theory of 3 PD arrays, 3 opposing PD arrays. Two days in and already I'm thinking more clear. Stick with us, PMT, okay? Stick for 2-3 months and you will get to see how we trade, especially when we are losing, how we manage, and when we are winning, how we manage that as well. So that way we'll see me, okay, I'm losing but I'm accepting it. I'm not revenge trading, over trading, which is a very common behavior in beginners. So you'll find confidence like to copy my behavior as well, not to feel like, okay, FOMO, if I'm missing this trade, then what's gonna happen? There's no FOMO. If you know how to read price, then there's always gonna be a setup. Someone, mentor, can you share thoughts on 920 to 940 macro? It seems it's not working. Someone, I think you are inside our mentorship, right? So go and watch the 930. I'll show you where to find it. Where was it? Yes, this one. So lecture on 930 macro. Watch that backtesting session, okay? This was a lecture plus backtesting session. So what I did there, we backtested like a month or so, okay? 1 month and 10 or 15 days more. So there you will get to see 930 don't offer setups every day. In a month you will only see 3 or 4 setups if you are not missing it, okay? So in a month 930 only offers 4 to 5 good setup, turtle soup or breaker or inversion, so 3 setups, and rest of the days it will either deliver aggressively without giving you an entry, or it will remain in seek and destroy like it was today. Makes sense? So in a month, if you want to trade inside this macro, specifically 920 to 940, it will only work for a couple of times. You get to see 5 to 6 setups. If you just backtest this month, you'll see, okay, there was 5 to 6 or 7 setups overall in the whole month. Couple of them you missed it, couple of them you didn't see it, and the rest of what you saw was just like seek and destroy in one stage delivery. Make sense? This price action don't interest me anymore, folks. It's ugly. Like this type of price action, I refer to it as it's generating more emotion than money. Look at that. Even if you are correct and finding out the DOL, price is just not going there. It's doing more. It's delivering liquidity with more candles. Not good. How many of you trade on Forex? Anyone? On EU? Do you trade on EU? Steve, it's inside mentorship, not here. I've considered it only because I'm from Europe, but you haven't taught any macros. When you show things on Discord, the link is visible, just so you know. What link? There's a link on Discord. Really? Okay, folks, so I think I'm done for today. I'm not gonna take it as an entry, nor that I recommend to take it as an entry in this price action. We had a nice winning trade, and I'm glad that we are closing our week in profit. So that's gonna be it for today. That was a nice. If you wanna take it, go with one contract. Okay, like what you can risk and you don't care. This is not a price action for us to engage. GNG, if the PM session is good, I'll be watching chart. So if I get to see some good price action, I'll stream. If price action is remaining like this, then no stream. Okay. Next week, let's take a look at the next week before we close. Monday, no news, right? Tuesday, we have news, low probability. So Monday next week is gonna be low probability. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we got how many high probability? 1, 2, and 3. So 2 low probability trades Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I think are high probability. So we'll see. On Monday, we'll be streaming at 9 a.m. as usual on every other days. And our next week target is gonna be taking 500 ticks, around like 200 points. So we'll see if we can feel it. This week I think we are close to 100 points with loss and the winning trades. So next week we'll target more. So with this saying, folks, I don't want to engage in this price action. If you are, then just stay put. That's gonna be my recommendation. I'm closing it here. I'll be catching you guys next week. Have a good weekend. And if I see some good price action at PM, I'll catch you guys at PM as well. So until then, take care. Good luck, good trading. Peace.